You've tried to pop mine. I'm like, no.
I like them until they get too extreme, because you'll be watching them and it'll be like pimples, and then all of a sudden it's like some infected boil of some kind. I'm like, oh my God, look away.
No, infected boil. Please help me understand the scenario. Oh, so there was a pimple. You look away, you look back. It's an infected boil. Help me understand where the boil came from. I'm Molly Stewart.
And I'm Laura.
And this is the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. We're best friends, and Laura shoots pretty much all of my adult content.
Yep. I've seen everything.
Everything. I'm still trying to see everything of her, but that's part of the journey that you can experience here on the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. Laura, what do we talk about here?
Anything and everything.
What is my job, Laura?
To be beautiful and lovely and funny.
Oh my God, you're so sweet, but that's not true at all. So Laura is here to bring me a little bit out of the dirty headspace and into a more wholesome one. But I can't say that all of our conversations aren't dirty, so they might be a little bit of a false advertising. But whether you're returning or new to the show, welcome, and we're so very happy to have you here. So, Laura, why don't you tell them what they can do if they're watching on YouTube?
If you're on YouTube, we'd love if you leave a comment, share with a friend, subscribe.
Do all the things, and wherever you're listening, definitely subscribe and share with a friend if you like what we have to talk about. So, let's go get not dirty.
Let's get in it.
Because I just heard about it today, where it's like, because I've been getting told on TikTok that I sound like a man.
Okay.
Especially when I make videos when I first wake up in the morning, because I have a gravelly voice. Now, like I know I have like a lot of different personalities running around inside my head, so I do a lot of like different voices. And there's like stuff it goes through, but my natural talking voice is just usually like this. And so then you combine that with actually having some semblance of a muscle structure, and they're like, you're on test. That's why you sound like that. I'm like, have you ever actually talked to a woman in your life? Like, we don't all sound like this unless we're trying to get something from you. Whether it's cock or dinner, it's like, you know what I mean? Anyway.
I don't know.
I wasn't asking you for anything.
Yeah. Anyway, but vocal fry is, I suppose, like the normal lowest level that your voice goes to, and it typically sounds more gravelly. I don't know. I don't understand what it is. If anybody knows what that is, you guys can comment below.
Yeah,
but today we have returning guest, Caitlyn Brooks.
Hey, Caitlyn. What's up?
Hey, guys.
Welcome back.
We were just talking before rolling about how she was first a guest at the table when this podcast was at a table in my dining room. Then she was at the weird thing that looked like a casting couch with a green screen behind it, which that went on for far too long. And now...
I loved those days.
Those days were interesting, but like, damn, like the sound quality has for sure improved, and it's a lot more comfortable. And also with the casting couch, let's be honest, that couch has seen some things, like a lot of things. I no longer own it. It's no longer my possession. I gave it away. It went to a better home.
It did see a lot of things.
Yeah, Maggie has it now.
I bet you it's still seeing a lot of
still living
things.
its
I'm
best
sure
life.
if it's at Maggie's house, it's seeing things.
Shout out to Maggie. We love you.
But it was literally like, it's actually been used on porn scenes before, so like all the springs and stuff were just busted out of it because it was like $150 on Amazon. Like, what do you really think you're gonna get out of a futon?
That
for
thing
that?
actually lasted quite a while.
What better couch to have on your podcast, though?
Exactly.
Except for something
but it
that was
not
well-seasoned.
comfortable. It wasn't comfortable.
So appropriate.
It was well seasoned, and let me tell you the amount of times that I like went through Clorox wipes and like Mr. Clean Magic erasers because it was like that white patent weird fake leather.
That's so in all the porns, yeah.
And then the dogs love to just jump on things they shouldn't, and they also love to be filthy, so it just like slowly stains in weird places over time. You're like, I don't think this was cum, but
I remember the sides would just be kind of like a little bit gray because of their butts just rubbing.
Yeah, I'd be going over it like, and you just wash it enough times and it just kind of becomes not quite one color anymore.
Well, you know, it's still living on.
Yeah.
It's still living on.
It lives on. I'm happy to know that it's in a better place.
And now you're here.
Yes. And how do you like the new podcast room?
I'm obsessed with it. It's giving everything.
I thought you'd like it because there's a lot of paint going on.
Not only that, but it gives you so much character and personality. Like, you have so much going on. Like, there's a lot to look at. There's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. I like that.
There are a lot of different vibes. Like the starfish. I was getting ready to say mug, and it all kind of came out at once. Laura and I have been going ham, guys. Like, we've been doing the most. And I feel completely fried out of my mind. Like, I didn't know it was possible to be doing as many things in a day as we've been.
It is, and I was just saying, like, I just woke up, and it's 4 p.m., right? But I have a reason. I was up at an ungodly hour for work this morning.
She was hoeing it up on the strip.
I had to be on the strip at 3:30 this morning.
Yeah, for work.
A gig.
I'm sorry.
For a gig.
Yeah, so I was up at 2.
A gig.
I'm sorry, what corner can we find
I know,
you at in the
right?
morning?
You can find me on Sahara and Las Vegas
With
Boulevard.
my cute little red platform shoes.
Yeah. Ooh, and my little crop top. No, I'm kidding. Hey,
Merch coming soon.
Yes.
Actually, it should already be available by the time this comes out. As we discussed, it comes out in
Get
January.
Your merch. It's so cute
So,
and very soft.
Redbubble
wanna
should
touch
have
you.
launched
Yeah, I feel it's
by
very
now.
soft.
Oh, it
Touch
is
me.
soft. I do want to touch
Let me
you.
see. I can shout out what the Redbubble is because it's already set up now. It just doesn't have anything on it.
I love the hoodie too. The hoodie.
Oh, I
is
love
so
the hoodie.
Soft and warm and snuggly.
We have a gift for you.
Yes.
It's a shirt. Surprise, surprise.
excited.
So yeah, I was up at the ungodly hour. It was just crazy, but so I went back home, went straight to bed.
I respect that.
Now I'm here.
There are a lot of times that if I'm getting up for an early morning stream that I'm like in a stream and then I'm like, all right, it's nap time.
Yeah, it feels like a different day actually. It feels like the next day now.
It's
Yeah.
like I get a bonus day.
Yeah.
It doesn't
2
have
days
to
in
last.
one.
Is it Monday
For
now?
those who are always busy.
Yeah, exactly. Got a case of the Mondays.
We always said we needed more hours in the day, but really we just need a nap. Have you heard? Like, I don't know if this is true.
Don't know if that will help.
I don't know if this is true, but I've heard recently, and I'm sure I saw it somewhere stupid like TikTok, but that women actually need more sleep naturally than men because of all the different hormonal stuff. Do you think that's true?
I think that's true.
I think it goes through cycles. I think that too often we try to get into like a daily rhythm, and whereas women, we don't really have the same daily patterns. We have like different weeks. We have high weeks and low weeks, in my opinion. So like if you track your cycle, or your
If you track your period.
If I track my psycho.
if you track your period, which I mean, if you do, you'll notice that, you know, during your ovulation cycle, your hair looks great, your skin looks great. You can tackle every f***ing thing in the world. But then
Yeah,
you turn around
you just like
and-
do something powerful and you're like, oh, I made myself wet. Because that's
When I
like
showed
literally
up
like,
today.
yeah.
2 weeks later, you're trying to do the exact same goddamn day, and you're like, f*** this day and f*** this thing, and I
know,
hate
girl.
this and I hate that.
That was literally me, like, what, a couple days ago? It was
That
a
was me
couple
last
days ago.
week.
I know, me too, because
I was
we're on the same now. We synced up.
PMSy,
But
pissy.
we go through so many highs and lows in a month that it's kind of like you can't, and it's like you can recognize what's happening, but you can't like control the
No.
feelings there because that's just hormones in your freaking body making you a crazy person.
But like some
Dude.
nights I feel totally rested after like 4 or 5 hours of sleep and I'm great, and then other times I'm like, if I don't sleep 12 hours I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I felt that for sure. And I love my sleep.
I
love
always
my sleep.
feel.
Well, find yourself
Why
a
do
sleepy
I
girl.
feel
She'll
like
be in bed.
sleep
I'm a really good sleeper.
tied to myself and to no one else? I feel like lazy for sleeping. I'm not kidding.
I don't feel lazy for sleeping.
Okay, look, I used to feel
That's
this way. I
crazy.
used to be somebody who packed my schedule so full that like I didn't leave time, and then I would be grouchy and irritable and not get things done. And now I've kind of embraced that I'm a sleepy human, and sometimes I embrace it a little too much.
Where does that come? Why do I feel guilty for sleeping? Oh my god!
Because you do the most.
But I
That's
feel
why.
it's weird. It's like a weird feeling. Like if I sleep for too long, or if I sleep through my alarm, I wake up just like, oh my god, I wasted an hour.
Stressed out or like instantly like
Not an hour.
I don't know.
I'm never gonna get that back.
I don't know why I do this to myself, but I set my own like up goals in my head where I'm like, this is a goal. I have to do this many hours. I have to wake up at this time. I
Yeah.
have to work out for this long. I set these own goals that nobody else knows are goals. Nobody else knows that I've set these
you don't have to know.
expectations for
It's just
myself.
all the reminders that are set in your phone on a big list that you make before you go to
But
bed
the
every night,
second-
adding to a list that you didn't fully finish the day before, and you're just like, what am I
But the
doing?
second I mess it up, I'm like, what?
I know. And then I'll get frustrated. I'll start a new list.
Oh my
So then you're going back and forth between like 5 or 6 different lists, and you're just like, which one do I feel like I can do today?
Oh god.
See, I'm
What
more the
can I
kind of
get
person who's going to make all of these lists, and I'm like, all right, where do we start? My executive function does not exist. I can make lists, I can make plans, I can map you out a plan for the next 6 weeks. It'll take me at least 6 weeks to start it, though.
Making the list
later.
Making the list was the hard part.
Procrastination at its finest.
I'm like checking it twice, 3, 5, 7, 12 times.
Just gotta make sure that I have everything down here before I even begin. Because if I'm missing something, I can't go back and add
It's like
it
an
later.
hour of prepping to start the list that you prepped, and I'm like, what did I do for this hour? I already have the list. I already know what I'm supposed to do.
Like, just start somewhere.
What am I doing?
I have days like that for sure, because it's just like there's so much to do, and it is that thing of like, well, where do I even just start?
Do you bounce around?
Oh
Are you
my
one of
God.
those people who like, okay, I'm cleaning out the closet and I found like 3 things that go in the kitchen, and now I'm knee deep into organizing this drawer in the kitchen, and I
Girl.
remember that I forgot to change the laundry, and then I'm like, oh shit,
Girl.
I'm gonna go put these away in the bedroom where I started.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the
Is
day,
it
you've got
ADD?
18
I think it is.
unfinished
I do
projects.
that.
Well,
And I'm like, I feel
it's
very
something.
ADD.
So it's like it's like that same thing. You know, I did it the other day. It's like the house was clean when I got back from Australia. Like, my housekeeper's awesome. Maggie,
Sick.
shout out. She keeps it super clean.
Love it.
But everybody else's clean isn't my clean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I know that you know what I mean. So I decided that, you know, while I'm working, I'm also going to do something engaging at all times to keep myself awake, to like adjust to the time change so that I
Yeah.
could go to bed at a normal time. So I started thinking, I'll just clean the house,
Remember
get it
that
to my
whole
level
we're
of clean.
sleepy humans? We do not relate.
I
We
couldn't do it.
sleep to adjust
Yeah, we
to the
sleep.
time
That's
schedule.
fine. That's great, but I don't, because
I
my brain
know.
doesn't work that way.
So I'm like,
I
this
feel
feels
lazy.
guilty.
This feels. I was like, this. You just gave yourself a whole extra day, and you
Yeah.
didn't need a nap.
I did. I slept for like 3 hours on the flight, I think. Maybe.
Like, you're magic.
Yes.
No.
That's like a
I'm unwell.
it's 2 days of traveling. You slept 3 hours?
It was not a lot. I have trouble with flights. Like, I'm not afraid of flights, but I just get too stressed out, and I
kind
know.
of just
I
want to
can't
be
put it out of my head.
aware of what's
Yeah.
going on.
I feel like I felt that when I first started traveling, but I've done so much travel in the last like 2 years that I will
It's-
sleep on that
It's
plane.
gotten a lot better for me, but I also don't like falling asleep on someone by accident and all that. It's just weird for me. I don't want to deal with it.
I
And
was
like,
afraid of that too.
I'm a very
like
compact.
waking up on someone's shoulder.
just like drooling, just like, ha. I've definitely done that before,
I've
so
done
I
it.
apologize to whoever that was, because
Or you're welcome.
Or you're welcome.
the
if
shoulder
that's
of that
their
jacket was a
thing.
different
yeah,
color.
they were like, oh yeah, do it, baby.
Drool more. Oh, how does it string like this?
Can I touch it? Can I touch it?
I'll just, Dude, people are nasty. People have weird kinks that you don't even know about. Like, you just got to assume, like, too, when I travel, I like to look around at people and wonder, like, what's their weird thing?
What's their O face?
That's
You
my
know,
favorite game
someone
to
who
play.
looks totally normal also on the weekends like to dress up in full latex with only a mouth hole and just
I
like
love
poop themselves
that.
in it or
This is
something.
my
Like, you just don't know.
As a
They're
so
among us.
I love that.
As a cam model, I think that's my favorite part of camming. My favorite part of being live and is with especially being on StreamMate is the one-on-ones that I get with people and getting to like know my clients on such an intimate level and like figuring out where did these kinks come from? Where did they
Yes.
where'd they start?
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
play this game everywhere. Sitting in a bank office and like that teller, he's into some kinky shit.
Yeah, and it's like and it's what I've noticed more and more too is like the people that you least expect are like
Often.
the
The
kinkiest.
freakiest.
Yeah, and it's like I think that's the same thing with camming, because it's like you do get to know fans on such a personal level, and even on like OnlyFans.
I think my favorite thing in the world is like the first time you see a new fan or a new client on your screen, or you see like their picture or something like that. And that moment where you're like, this is not what I expected them to look like.
Yeah.
And like, not that I
Especially
ever
if you've
have,
talked to them for a while before.
and like, not that I ever have like a preconceived idea of what my fan should look like, because all bodies are beautiful and all the things.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I'm like, okay, you are not. Okay, buddy.
You are way too hot to be sitting on my platform right now, jerking off to me. What is happening?
My
What
favorite
is
thing in
going
the
on?
world is when somebody, I'm like, or when they pop on camera, you're like, what? Okay. Or they're like, can you make fun of my very tiny penis?
Oh,
And they
I
pull
love
out
those
like a
ones.
9-inch dick, and you're like, It's
I can still do it.
so tiny.
I can still do it.
Oh,
Drool.
I can do it because I'm just like,
Do you
online.
find yourself
so
desensitized to peeners? Like,
they
I was
just don't
listening.
shock. Like they just don't shock you.
They don't
like,
shock
there's no
after a
wow
while.
factor.
No,
This is
because
I hear
it's a thing. So
There's no wow factor.
So I was listening.
Holy cow.
No.
I can't remember who I was listening to, but they were talking about
None?
like
None.
no,
Zero wow
like
factor.
so it's one of those things where when you've seen them so many times in
photos of them.
photos,
Okay.
videos,
Like seeing them.
Yeah.
but
you're just
even like oh, adjusting to a new penis, like I'm so it's a new penis.
For
But
example,
I've just seen so many that it's kind of like
yeah, I think
this is just a thing.
This is the
and
only.
this is what I do. I review these things, and they don't surprise me anymore. I've seen messed up stuff, man. I've
think
seen
this is-
everything.
I think this is the only industry or the only world where it's totally normal to have somebody, whip their penis out in casual conversation or during a party or during something that you're doing, and you're just like, or somebody over there just whips a dick out, and you're just like,
It's there.
it's just there. It's like an arm or a finger or a leg or a toe. Like
Yeah.
it's just a body part
It's just
at that
there.
point.
Like I feel like that's definitely a thing that helps too. Like I remember even when I was contracted for MindGeek and stuff, and there would be guys on set, not guys that I was shooting with, but they'd be a part of like the second part of the scene or whatever.
just
and
like an extra.
casual.
no, not an extra, like performer, because sometimes it would be like a two-part, like the first
gotcha.
part's girl, and the second part like,
Like a
the girl I
series,
fuck
yeah.
fucks the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just get so used to it, even just in any instance, but especially with like Cam. Like there will never be another dick picture alive that will shock me, surprise me. Like I can be pleasantly surprised. Like this one guy, I like to make fun of his wiener, and he loves it. And at one point, he put like a little Santa hat on it.
That was what I was thinking of.
The one that I showed
It
you.
was so cute.
It was really cute and really
a-
tiny and pathetic.
There's a whole series. There's an artist who did an entire series of dressing up penises in tiny clothes.
Aww.
And it's adorable. I wish I remembered the name of this artist to like give them proper credit, but there is like an artist who literally dresses up different penises in little clothing.
That's adorable.
And so I've kind of made it a thing with some of my subs, and so we do have tiny clothes for penises.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
yeah.
I wanted to paint
Because
my
what else?
man's
What else
dick
are we
as a
going to
kid.
use them for?
No, and there was a guy on MFC, my free cams back in the day, who used to have different costumes for his wiener. And it's fantastic.
Costumes.
Yeah, costumes. Yeah, there was a lot of good
If
ones.
anybody has a superhero cape for their cock, you're my new friend. and
You should.
Should
I
have a
actually,
cape.
I had a dildo, and it was like the caped cock, and so it was like
Cool.
yeah, and so it had a cape. I think it was from Geeky Sex Toys. I'm not sure if I'm getting the name exactly right, but I think it was caped cock. That was either the Superman one or the Batman one, but either way, the Superman one had a little rubber cape that would fit over the top of the dildo. Probably could have been used as a cock ring.
Yeah.
The more I think
For
about it.
sure.
Damn.
I don't know if I still have that. I should look through the pink dildo box.
Maybe it's the
Haven't been in there
box
in a
you
minute.
sent away to Goodwill.
No, God, that was at the very
know,
beginning
but
of
I'm
all of
just
this.
like-
It could have been one of the ones that my ex blew up in the desert, though. There were a few of the
There
nice
are
ones
many
in there.
wakes of life too, and I love
R.I.P..
that.
There's just my
Just
brain
like,
goes over a
from
lot
that
of places.
one chapter of life that we, don't talk about much.
No, we do talk about it. I talk about it all the time because it's funny. That's my favorite way to deal with traumatic incidences or things that are unpleasant, and I think that's the best thing that you can
healthy.
do. It's healthy.
I think humor
healthy.
is
If
an
you
amazing
can't
way
laugh
to deal
about
with
it-
everything.
It's the answer to life, I think. Because if you don't know how to have fun, even at your own expense, or like the expense of a situation that was uncomfortable even at the time, or like even was upsetting then, it's like, are you still going to let it upset you now?
Yeah, you'll never get
Are
over
you still going
it.
to cry about it? Because, or you could just laugh about it and make something funny out of it, because it's actually like objectively hilarious looking at it from the outside in. Like,
I tell everyone online that I have ugly duckling syndrome, and that's why I'm hilarious, because like I had no idea I was hot for the longest time, and so I coped with social situations by being hilarious. And
I think we
one
talked
day,
about this on an episode.
One day I looked in the mirror and was like, "Holy shit, you kind of attractive." What's up?
See, I still look in the mirror and I'm just like, ugh.
Hey.
That's why it's confusing to me when guys jerk off to me.
Shut up.
I think it's when I bought
Don't make me
titties
make-
that I was like, "You're hot now." Yeah. Do it.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot.
If all else fails and I'm upset about everything else
You're
going
just like,
on, I'm like,
"Oops."
at least I can touch my own tits.
Yes.
At least I can touch my titties.
Yes.
And then I'm happy again.
I do like to touch my own titties. I didn't used to have anything to touch, and so it was like nice once they were finally there. I was like, you could have just, got better genetics, but
I'm not gonna lie, I already want them bigger.
really.
It's been
You got them done. When did you get them done?
a little over about a year and a half now. It'll be a year and a half if this all comes out in January. Then a year and a half.
Because I remember when you unveiled them on the podcast.
I did. I unveiled them on our first podcast, actually.
What?
Yes, the first podcast I was on was my
Was
my
it on
titty debut.
OnlyFans?
No, it wasn't at the time. Or was I still posting them on the?
You
I might
were.
have been.
You
Yeah,
were. Yes, you
I think
were.
I did.
So
This week-
I had a titty reveal.
That's awesome.
It was good.
But I'm already like, I want to go 2 cup sizes bigger, and
You're like, let's do it.
Sometimes I think, like, especially when I go through periods of, like, losing weight or whatever, and then it's, like, the gap is more pronounced between my boobs. But I just have to remind myself that gap will always be there, and a doctor told me that. So even if I got them bigger, it wouldn't fix the only problem that I have with them. So I'm just
no,
like...
I just want to be able to set my chin on my own titties, like...
Just be able to lick your nipple a little bit easier. The bigger they got, like the bigger they get, the closer they can come to your mouth.
Like, now that I've got titties, I'm like...
You're like, let's just make them bigger.
I could make them bigger. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I could do that. Like, no,
Yeah.
there's nobody telling me no.
No, because it's your body. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And as
Do
soon as
you,
I realized
boo-boo?
that, it was a problem because now I'm like, I'm gonna make them giant.
Next time she comes, like, just like covering her eyes.
I'm
Yeah.
like a
We're like,
teenage
we're like,
boy.
where are you?
We have to like tilt the camera down to get her facial expression.
It's a little
bird's eye
ridiculous.
view.
I'm like a teenage boy. I'm like, how big is too big? No such thing.
Well, hey, you got to do you and do what makes you happy, right? And if
awesome.
big titties make you happy, then whatever.
Titties.
So many more people now get
Tickle
some
bitties.
semblance of work done anyway. So it's kind of like
Tiggle bitty.
just do
Yes.
whatever.
Tickle
Like
bitties.
I think it's weird when people like try to shame someone for doing work done. I mean, there gets to a point where it's kind of like, yes, this might actually be a problem because you're kind of harming yourself doing this as much as you do it. You know what I mean? But it's also kind of like what they could be doing, maybe something worse, or also whatever. Like, who cares? And especially
Agreed.
for a majority of people who just like get something small done.
Yeah.
Whether it's just like Botox. Like, I do Botox. I'm open and honest about it, but there are also people who do work and they just say that they don't. And then they like,
They're all
crap,
filled.
And they're crap.
I've
I'm
had
like, your
Botox-
face can't move. What do you mean you haven't had anything done?
I've had Botox done twice, and I'm doing it preventatively because I'm like, one day we're gonna have wrinkles.
That's what they say.
It's true.
Do it now.
You have to do it while you're young. And let me tell you,
Don't wait
because
till
my
it's
ex gave me a lot of worry lines, and I had to get rid of those with Botox. So it's kind of like, just who cares? Do whatever you want. I just don't want to cut myself up anymore. Like, I couldn't do like fillers and stuff like that. Like, for me personally, I know that it's just not.
I'm not gonna lie, I've
do.
considered getting my lips done so I can have the lips from like
Hey, you got nice lips.
DSL.
You do have
got
really
big
nice
old
lips.
But you're seeing your titties now and you want them bigger. I get it.
Yeah, like I want them to match
get
my
it.
boobs.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not gonna lie, bimbofication is like my heart.
It's
beats
real.
A little, it beats a little faster
It's
sometimes.
real.
I'm like, oh shit.
You just want to be an actual Barbie,
I really do. I really do.
but like actually with boobs.
Yeah.
Because Barbie didn't have much
She
boobs,
didn't
let's be
have big
honest.
boobies.
Did you know that Barbie actually started as a porn doll in France?
Really?
Shut up.
Barbie is like my Mattel Barbie, the whole
Yeah.
like empire is like my jam because first of all, she's a cutthroat ass bitch if you know the history of Mattel, and she literally went to France and saw that there was a toy gap for young women because they were still playing with like paper dolls back then. And
She's like, "Oh,
she
hell no."
literally saw what, and when they originally were produced, moms used to refer to them as daddy dolls because they had boobs.
Daddy.
And a lot of people were really uncomfortable with the fact that they were selling a toy to children that had boobs. And it was like a big deal because originally in France, it was like a pointy nippled doll. And basically one
Yeah.
of the biggest changes they made to her is they filed off her nipples. That was the biggest change they made to this prostitution doll from France.
That's crazy.
Yep. And so they brought it over to the U.S. At first, the designers told her no several times, and then.
So I'm confused. Wait, what were the dolls for the men? Just to jerk off to?
Yeah, basically. So back then they used to make.
Okay, because you were like
they used to make.
They probably did. People.
Well, they used to make.
So
now I
pointy
know.
foot
They
that
used to
goes
make
down?
comic strips that were pornographic back then, and this was a doll made for or and after a pornographic comic strip from France. So they made these little dolls that advertised for this comic strip, and it was just part of the merchandising for this comic strip line, having, a merch line.
And they're like, so we can cut off her nipples and sell her to kids.
Basically, that's what she did. And she wanted fashion dolls. That's why her neck was extra long, because when you put, like, clothes on a doll and things like that.
Yeah.
And other things, like practical reasons. But she, brought a prostitution doll back and was like, Barbie. And I'm literally like... So if we just rewind it a little bit.
Yeah.
I put the nipples back
I have
on
the nipples,
Barbie
guys.
doll, guys. I'm here, G.I. Joe.
That reminds me.
I mean, Ken.
So there's a video that you have to make now. Laura, is the desert hot?
As hell.
As hell. Some may feel run down in the heat of summer. Do you ever feel run down?
Yeah. Every day.
Do you ever feel like you just don't want to get out of bed?
I mean, sometimes.
Like, it's difficult.
It's that hot. You're miserable.
You stopped drinking coffee. Laura, where will you get your energy? How will you keep your skin?
It's been hard.
How will you keep your skin so dewy and beautiful?
It's hard. It's really hard. I got to drink a lot of water.
You have to drink so much water, and then you have to pee
Always.
all the time.
I'm running to the bathroom like
constantly.
Yeah.
You're always peeing. But you never feel fully hydrated.
Never. With this heat, how can you
How do you do it? Laura, I have good news for you. Did you know that 1 stick of liquid IV, when dissolved in 16 ounces of water, hydrates better and faster than water alone?
Damn.
Would you like to try some liquid IV?
I would, actually.
Which flavor would you like? They have provided us pina colada.
Ooh.
They have golden cherry. Highly recommend, one of my personal favorites.
That sounds good.
They have acai berry. And also passion fruit, which I have already begun using, as well as the golden cherry.
Damn. Let's do the golden cherry. That sounds really good.
Open the package, Laura. Do you like the packaging?
I love it. This
It's
is really
my
cool.
favorite color. I really like it.
This is great. I mean, and it's slim, so you can stack your
You can
cabinets.
just slide it right in. Slide it right in with liquid IV.
All right, let's do this.
I don't know. All right.
So the whole thing, right?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And luckily for us, I have a spoon. So that
Luckily.
what I prefer to do is to put it in my blender bottle and just that's how I start my mornings, actually, because I am always dehydrated. I do it before I even have my coffee in the morning. True story. Literally every morning here in Vegas, especially during the summer. So Laura, let me know what you think of golden cherry.
Ooh, nice.
It's become my personal favorite.
Thanks. Cheers, everyone. Dude, that is good.
I know.
That is really good. And it's not sweet, but it has a good flavor. You could definitely taste the cherry in that. That's
so good. So highly recommend golden cherry.
delicious.
Now, if you guys go to liquidiv.com and use code TWND at checkout, you will save. You will save.
Drum roll.
Hi, this is David with a quick interruption real quickly. Liquid IV, still on, still great, still doing its thing. Same code, TWND, all that stuff, but save 15% when you use the code TWND podcast.
You might be dehydrated. You might be. You'll never know unless you try. So, Laura, can we tell them a little bit more about Liquid IV?
Yeah, I would love to.
I mean, you'd never heard of it before. But you just have these cards here that are just so useful for our visual viewers. So Liquid IV has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, which is just electrolytes. It's what plants crave. All right.
Yep.
What else? Vitamins. B3, B5, B6, B12, all of the best Bs, and vitamin C, which you need because people be getting sick. So don't get sick. Use vitamins.
Yeah.
I mean, you might still get sick, but you might get sick less. You might. All right. It's non-GMO. It's free from gluten. Oh, gluten's so scary. Dairy, which is fantastic because why would you mix dairy
With water.
with water? It's also great for those who are lactose intolerant like me. And, you can confidently say that the dairy that is lacking from Liquid IV sticks is just tremendously saving for your butthole. And I know that you guys relate. Liquid IV has also donated. They are trying to change the world, guys. They're trying to change the world. They're trying to hydrate the world. They have donated over 20 million servings globally. That's like so many more than 2 million.
We love
so many more. It's 20 million. That's crazy. So
Thank you, Liquid IV.
if you guys want to experience better hydration today, then you should go to liquidiv.com and you
Again, save 15% off on all the stuff, all the flavors, like pineapple. Pineapple sounds good. I like the watermelon. The watermelon's great. If you don't like watermelon, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Do
Okay,
it.
guys, so I may or may not have a Barbie box. Like, those,
yeah.
like, they're made for parties. But I may or may not have bought one just to be my new selfie box. Because Barbie changes outfits, and that's kind of like my...
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
That's actually one of, like, if you read my cam profile, it's like XXX Barbie. You know, the Barbie doll we can't talk about.
That's so cool.
'Cause
the original
I've got-
prostitution
I've
doll.
got so many outfits, and that's one of the things that, like, I'm known for. Is I've got every Disney princess in a cosplay. I've got all of the outfits you can think of.
Yeah.
Dress me up like Barbie.
You have Barbie's closet, yeah.
Aww.
I
Oh,
literally
yeah.
even have, like, astronaut Barbie. Like, think
That's
of a Barbie.
sick.
Yeah, we have astronaut Barbie, flight attendant Barbie, which I actually got to film on a real 747.
How? That's amazing.
I have to tell you this story.
Oh my God.
I went to the Prague show this year.
Okay.
And it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. We had a lot of fun. And then there was a show in Cyprus. GFY hosted a show in Cyprus. Internex is coming here in January. I don't know if this will be before or after.
Yeah,
all
I
of
think
that.
it comes out on the 9th or something.
Yeah, so I went to Cyprus for a convention hosted by the same company, and they saw the opportunity. Andra, who's an amazing human who organized this event, saw the opportunity. She's not with Strip Chat.
Yeah.
Saw the opportunity of flying an entire group of industry humans from one city to another because they were back-to-back conventions, and she pulled off a miracle.
Oh, wow.
Chartered an entire plane, and
That's crazy.
it was all of the things you can think of. It was a porn plane, guys.
That's so
I literally
cool.
wore flight attendant Barbie's outfit. We had like a full
That's so
flight
cool.
crew who was just mind blown that this was even happening in
That
front
is
of
so
them.
crazy.
A takeover.
It was
So you
it-
actually got to join the Mile High Club, like in the most legit way.
and so
Epic.
there's an actual video of me doing a full fucking myself, the whole 9 yards of on a 747. So flight attendant Barbie exists.
That's so
That's
dope.
so cool. That's such a cool opportunity.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
That's like the things, like, it's cool in this industry that we get to look back on and be like, oh my God,
Do you remember that one time we did that?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is your life.
you only
This is
get the
amazing.
one.
Yeah.
Have the most experiences. Like, that's wild.
I'm
That
not
is
gonna
so
lie.
cool.
I told my grandmother that I made Playboy, and we joked with all of my like friends when I was like, guys, I'm gonna be in Playboy Centerfold, and they were like, seriously? And we like talked about it, and I told them about the new creator content, the creator platform that Playboy has launched,
Yeah.
Centerfold, and how epic it is.
Yeah, I
and
heard
how-
about that from Griffin.
It's really epic. I'm really enjoying it. I like the layout. It's very like kind of TikTok style with how they scroll, so it's really engaging.
That's cool.
But I was literally joking with my friends and family. This is going to be something I'm telling people when I'm 90, and my kids are going to be like, all right, Grandma, let's get you back to bed. And you started telling that story about that one time you were in Playboy. Like, there are certain things that, like, I look at in, like, my career and stuff like that I'm like, no other world would have given this to me. No other group of humans would have been this dope about, like, these experiences. And I got to take my titties out how many places?
Yeah.
I don't care how old I am, that's going to be a cool story to tell.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, if you don't have all those experiences to look back on, it's like, what was life worth? Like, even if you don't have this job, like, so I feel like so many people miss out on opportunities to truly experience life just because of either, like, fear, or it's like, oh, I don't have the time. It's like, it's not that you don't have the time. You don't make the time. You have to make the time to still live your life and do the things that you want to do, even if they're, like, scary or, you know, overwhelming and all that kind of stuff, because otherwise you're missing out on
You've been doing some crazy things this year with travel and other things like that.
I feel like it's such a blur. I feel like this year has been 2 years, if I'm honest. Like, it feels like 2 different years.
No, but that means you're filling up your time and using it well. If you feel that busy, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. But it's, like, such a great thing. And then, like, when things do get overwhelming, I just remind myself, like, think about how much you've actually done this year. And it's like...
Man, there are definitely huge periods. You kind of lose track sometimes. Huge periods of being overwhelmed. Like, people see, like, the highlight reel, obviously, with what we do, the videos, the blogs, the things like that. But we cut out in
They don't do all the background stuff. And we do BTS, and you still don't see everything.
You're cutting out, you know, that stressful 2 hours where you're, you know, cramming things in because you're not filming during that. You're stressing out. You're handling things when plans fall through or... Dude, to get to this Prague show that I mentioned earlier, it was supposed to take me 22 hours in travel time. It took me 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. I had a 15-hour layover, a 22-hour
layover.
No. They double booked one of the hotels for, like, the layovers that they had us in. So I'm sharing the hotel room with some random stranger who ended up being an industry girl flying to Prague to shoot
that worked out well.
Anal fisting scene. And I was like... If I'm stuck with anyone, at least it's you, buddy.
You don't care if I take nudes in here.
The world.
But, like, no, we were so exhausted. Like, neither one of us worked or did anything. We literally were like, I'm just gonna...
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, people don't see all of, like, the really crazy stuff that goes on sometimes, or the really chaotic things. So it's like, there are some huge stressful periods and some huge, like, chaotic periods to get to all these, like, highlight reels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, that's true. Like, everybody does just see your life in highlight reels, and that's like most people, even people that, like, the social media isn't part of your job or whatever. Like, it's still just like sometimes people just don't see each other for months and months until it's like on social media. So then it's like, and then it's like you see people who get really down on this person has more interaction than me, and this person's life looks so great, and blah, blah. It's because you're seeing the highlight reels. Nobody is posting all of the shit from their day-to-day. Nobody is like, oh my God, this thing happened to me. Like, not everybody feels the need to have something horrible happen and then go post about it on TikTok. Like, that's some people's niche, but it's not most people.
No, you don't see it very often.
My anxiety is, like, the highest thing in the whole wide world sometimes, and, like, 99.9% of the times, like, I may talk about it online, but you're not seeing that.
No, because it's like, you gotta mask it a bit, because it's like, you know, that's the job, is to entertain. And even as far as, like, other people, like, you can look at someone who maybe they're like, oh, they're doing the thing I want to do, or they have the following that I want to have, or whatever. It's like, well, you have no idea how much work they've put in to get to whatever.
How long they've been building that.
Or how maybe miserable they are despite the smiling photos that you see on their fucking social media, because social media is fake. Mm-hmm. Social media is fake. Everyone's selling something. We've said it so many times, but you see time after time again, and I hear all the time from different people about, like, you know, this person's doing so much better, or like, and just living in envy of something because they don't have it, instead of using that energy in a way to be like, I'm going to do something with this frustration that I have and do something for myself. Mm-hmm. You know, you're just at that point, you're making it all about that other person, and none of you is in that, because you're not, like, doing anything to kind of, like, work towards whatever it is that you want that the other person has, or, you know, whatever you think. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people get hung up on, like, what another person has, instead of honing in on, like, what your skills are, what you're capable of, what you can do, what you can build, what you have going on. And I think that looking outward is wonderful for motivation. It's really great for, like, you know, aspiring to things.
Yeah,
But, like,
but you gotta look inward.
when you do, like, the self-work and, like, you know, from our other podcasts and stuff, I'm really big on mental health and things like that. But if you do the self-work and you, like, start focusing on, like, your own shit and, like, your things and, like, you can do so much more.
Yeah, also, I just kind of noticed you're probably going to want to pull that a little closer to your face. It's kind of like in your armpit a little bit. Yeah, pull it into your boobies.
Nestle it right in the cleavage, right there. Right there.
I just want to make sure that we're picking up on you.
I could set it.
We want to
on
pick you
top
up.
of them.
Hello.
Just rest it. See, this is why I need
Perfect.
See?
big old bitties.
Just got to make a new campaign for it. It's just do a countdown. Have people fund your new boobies.
Get your new boobs.
I don't know.
Get your new boobies. So the whole Barbie thing kind of reminded me of, like, that movie Grandma's Boy. Did you see that?
Yes.
Where he's jerking off to
love
the
that
doll. I can't stop. And I was like, wow, maybe they knew the real story of Mattel.
Maybe they did.
And they were like, let's put it in
And
the
they're
movie.
like, we're going to sneak this in here right now. We're not going to tell anybody.
And everyone's going to be like, what the fuck?
The Toys That Made Us on Netflix actually has a whole documentary on how, like, Mattel started in, like, the Barbie franchise. And
really?
It's got a ton of information.
That's
It's actually really cool.
So
That's
cool.
cool.
I never knew this.
No, I didn't know that either.
The more you know.
That's why this podcast is fun, or like any podcast where you're just listening to people conversate, because there's like so many different experiences and random knowledge that other people have. You know what I mean?
Yes. It's
That's why I like
amazing.
listening to podcasts.
Did you know that the Crystal Shops downtown has an entire Barbie exhibit right now? Like,
No.
It's literally got
The what shop?
All
Crystal shops? Is like
it's
the
at the Aria.
outlets or whatever?
It's not a.
Oh.
Is it like it's the Cosmo and the Aria? I never know which
Oh.
one it's
Oh,
in
okay.
technically,
Crystals,
but you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have an entire Barbie like exhibit right now. Like, it has the history of Barbie from like the first Barbie ever made to like the now Barbies.
So it's
Of
your
course went.
exhibit. It's your.
I of course went already and took lots of photos. They like made the original Barbie house, like the first ever Barbie house. They made like a full scene, like a photo like booth type scene
Oh,
of like
cool.
the living room, so you can be like a life size Barbie, and like
That's
the
cool.
disco
Oh, yeah.
Barbie's box is made, so you can like do disco Barbie. There's so much fun stuff there.
That's really cool.
I did go pretend to be a life size Barbie.
Whoa.
Of course you
we
did.
would hope you
We
did.
would expect nothing
They
less.
also
I
have
know.
they also have a Barbie car there, and I was like, I'm getting a car.
There's a campaign for that too.
Yeah, for your own Barbie car. What
You
would
can always pimp out your
What
ride.
would like your dream car be? Would you make it pink? Would you
No,
do
100%.
something pink?
So we've actually kind of talked about this in my fan base. I want a pink RV. So like that's like my
Oh, right,
my
right,
dream
yeah.
is to have like
How
a pink RV and make it
cute.
like a pink, basically a pink tour bus.
Like a Sprinter van or a big van?
No, like a pink tour bus basically,
Dope.
like Barbie,
With beds.
like Barbie's level, like
She's going on
Barbie
tour.
glam.
like push a
Yeah.
button and the jacuzzi pops out at the top. I'm
Fuck
kidding,
yes.
mildly.
No.
But also, like, why not?
Come on.
But also, if there's somebody who can do that, like
pink
Let me
fluffy
know.
chairs.
But yeah, I have a Barbie obsession, so I'm like, I want a Barbie Jeep, of course, and I do want it to be pink, but I wouldn't be mad if I had a little 2-door Barbie pink sports car either, because
Yeah,
I
that's
really
true.
just want a Barbie fleet, because
Yeah.
why stop at one?
and also, you might need
It's just
a
like the
different
boobs.
car.
Like, why stop at this?
Yeah.
When you could get to this.
Yeah, so
It's
like,
just aspirational
basically,
thinking.
if you walk down the aisle at your local like, toy store for Barbie, that's it. That's the condo, the house, the car, the Jeep, the RV, the.
Yeah. You're just like, I have
The
to.
Vespa.
I'm just trying to be Barbie.
Why not?
And
You
they
could
all
get a pink
have
Vespa
to.
for her.
Yeah.
Pink Vespa is totally
And they-
So
in your
cute.
reach, by the way.
All
Like,
so
right now.
cute.
You could just go buy a pink
And
Vespa.
they all have to be pink. Like,
Yeah.
if you have seen my
You have
life,
to stay on brand.
everything is pink. Like,
Yep.
everything.
2 in the pink,
Yeah.
1 in the stink.
Is
You know?
that content that you make as well? Do you like butt stuff?
So I do butt
We've been
stuff.
talking about butt stuff a lot
I
lately.
do.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying.
I do like a nice. I do like a nice dumper. So
Hey, yeah. Dump in the trunk. Oh. Guys, like
But like, what's your
Hey, move your butt.
okay?
What?
So, as far as like sex and stuff, what are you single right now? If you can talk about that, if not, totally cool. We don't have to talk about situationship.
She's Barbie.
I'm Barbie.
got
She's like, I got a lot of Kens.
She's got Ken, and then whoever else.
I have Kens from every era, let's be honest.
Disco Ken. Sailor Ken.
I was like, I am in a relationship.
Okay.
With my anonymous man.
Perfect. We like them anonymous. Let's not talk about them. So let's talk about sex. So
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about you.
like, okay, so with guys and dating and all that kind of stuff, what is like an ick that you have that's like, say that you're with someone new or like starting to
Date.
see someone, or even something that's like been long into a relationship that just like surprised you out of nowhere and it just gives you like, ugh, you know, and it's like, no, I'm done.
I
That's
hate to
it.
say this, but there are so many for me. There's like,
Please
there
do
are
tell.
so
Share.
many, and I hate that about myself because I feel like I should be more accepting, but there are so many things that I'm just like, no, it could be
Dude,
the,
all right, I don't
it
know
could
if
be the
you've
way
ever...
you chew your food, and I'm just like, I don't want to listen to that for the rest of my life.
But listen, can we sidebar real quick? Because based on, I don't know if you ever looked at TikTok comments on anyone's TikTok, not just your own, on other people's. Everyone is fucking horrible.
Like trolls, you mean?
Like-
Yeah.
Like, no matter what icks, it's like feeling guilty for sleeping. Oh, I feel guilty because there's something that someone does that turns me off from them. It's kind of like people are spouting their opinion all the time about what people should look like, how people should talk, how people should do this. It's because not everybody fucking likes the same fucking thing. So have icks, as many as you want.
I think I know my top one, though.
Okay.
It's insulting me in any way. Like, in any way. In any way. Like, you, like, poking fun at me, like, around our friends or anything, like, I immediately know.
Oh, really?
Immediately know. Like, I don't mind when my friends do it. It doesn't bother me at all when my friends do it. It's, like, in jest, but, like, the second my partner does it, it's like...
the face.
That was instantly the face.
You know.
Did you just say this in front of other human beings? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Wait till we're
Like,
home.
like...
That's
She's like, we're going to talk later.
No, I think that's
Bye-bye.
what I think that's what
Bye-bye
it's-
now. Bye-bye. My face hurts. You make my face hurt.
do.
I think
Signing
that's
out
weird.
Is this what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Is this what we're doing in front of everyone? Wow, this is going to go so great for you. You're definitely getting head tonight.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so
You're
excited
not
to talk about this
disappointing me at
later.
all.
And I think that's what it stems from for me. Like, if, like, for me, in public, you support your partner 100%. I don't care if they're dead wrong. Like, we're going to go home and we're going to have that conversation in private. Like, I'm not going to have that conversation in front of an audience. And I think maybe that's just, you know, knowing how the internet works and social media and how people are and perception of things are so different. Mm-hmm. It's like, your partner's your partner. That's, if they're your partner, they're a representation of you. Like, they're a direct extension of your decision-making skills, realistically. Like, you chose them as a person.
They're your strong arm.
Oh, trust me. I know.
Yeah.
I've made bad decisions before. I am no stranger to
But
this.
that's what I'm saying. But they represent you as a person, essentially. And, like, I don't ever want my partner to misrepresent me, and I don't ever want to accidentally misrepresent my partner.
Well, it's also kind of like the same thing with friends, too, because it's like, we talked about, I can't remember, did we talk about this with Lisa? Where it's like the company that you keep. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can like a lot of things about someone, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, you're friends with them. And it's not like, oh, I'm not going to be friends with them, but it does, especially if like there's something about this other person that is just no-go. You know what I mean?
There are definitely
Then
no-goes
it's hard to then kind of like be like, well, can I fully trust you because I know what this person has
Thinks
done,
and feels
whether
about
it's to me or to
opinions on.
someone else and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like the same, even more so with an actual relationship. You know, like, people would not want to be around me when I was with my ex. And it wasn't me, I came to find out, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, if one person behaves this way, and that's the person that you're in a relationship with, it's like, well, what does that then say about you? And
The things
and
you're
it's
willing
not
to
even,
tolerate or accept or don't have a problem with, say, in my opinion, more about you than the things that you're not willing to tolerate. Like, if you're willing to speak out about. Like, if there are certain things you're willing to turn a blind eye to, that's going to be highlighted in your partner if you're willing to allow your partner to do certain or say certain things. And so I guess that's why the immediately ick for me is, to sum it all up, was the immediate ick for me is, don't insult me, don't put me down, don't belittle me, don't undermine me. At least, like, have different opinions. Have the most different opinions in the whole wide world, and like, let's be diverse as a couple and tackle things.
But you can have those conversations with a person who cares. But it doesn't have to be like a fight in front of people, or like weird passive aggressive, like or whatever, even, as things are going on.
Even the ingest, like,
going back in time.
Well, even like the very ingest, like cutesy comments that you like. I don't get behind the ones that are negative, like poking fun at like your hair or how you eat, or like just little things. Like I don't really care what it is. Any insult of any kind.
Are you gonna wear that? No,
Ooh.
I'm kidding.
See,
Heard that one before.
I am gonna wear this.
Are you going to wear that? That better be a conversation of, hey darling, I think those shoes match better. Not like, I'm worried about what your appearance is, like, or hey, I think those nipple pasties look better than those nipple pasties under that see-through dress.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. You know, if you want to like just give them a little help,
please. You know? I like a man who can give me fashion advice.
Me
yeah,
too.
for sure. Like, but it's another thing too. Like, my ex was like so obsessed with how I looked when other people were coming around, or when we were going to go somewhere, even around like family or whatever, because it was like I was like a thing.
He was more.
I was like a trophy to carry around. Like, look at what I have, and it's like, well, you're not even having sex with me.
I actually think it's really endearing when a man thinks you're like cute and sexy when you're like in comfy clothes. And
that's my man.
Like
He like does not give two shits less if I wear makeup or not. He's like, we'll be getting ready to go out for like a date, and I'll like do my makeup, like the most basic, like nothing. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup in most instances, but he'll come in, he's like, well, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, well, I know, but this isn't for you. Because I already know
it's because I'm going in public and other people are going to perceive me. No, this is exactly how I feel. Like, I go to get ready, and my man normally will like take the like 20 minutes that he knows it's gonna take me longer than that, but I'm like, okay, I'll be ready in 20 minutes, and he's like, all right, see you in 30, 45.
They know.
Like,
see you in an hour.
Like, and then like he's like, you know, we're just going, or we're just doing, or you don't have to, and I'm always like, but I want to.
Well, I definitely don't.
It's insane.
One of those things is I actually don't in most aspects. It's like, if it's like a special night, that's when I'll do it. But it's also like, yes, it's for me, but it's also for like you. Even though you don't care, I'm doing it whatever for me, for you.
You're the only person I want to be sexy for, so let me be sexy.
Exactly. And it's like, don't get me wrong, because like the job is fun and I love dressing up like that. But like, I love being able to just lounge around the house and not have like little comments about like, ugh.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
No,
or like,
not.
You look like you haven't brushed your hair in 3 days, and blah, blah, blah. Or you look like you didn't even try with your makeup, or like all of that kind of stuff. Or like, are you really gonna wear that, or that doesn't look good on you, or all of this back and forth. Like, it's so nice to just be able to be like, this is what I look like when I wake up, and I will get told I'm beautiful in the morning, even though I know what I look like.
I know. That's like, I feel like I'm like a little gremlin or something.
Me personally, even though I strongly disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say you're perfectly entitled to your wrong opinion, but
that's you, man. That's on you.
That's on you. Just because you have bad taste, that doesn't reflect on me. I'm just here. I don't know why you are. But it's great to be able to have a partner, or even like with friends who you feel comfortable around. Just like the first time I saw Laura without makeup, I was like, oh my God, we're friends.
No, she freaked out. I remember that day so well too. That was a while ago. And it's because I usually won't leave the house without makeup. A little bit of makeup on, at least. I had zero.
Have you ever seen me without makeup on? I think I even had makeup on when you came over after my surgery.
You did. You had the most basic level of makeup on.
So you relate to that.
I'm still, like I said, we're still working on it.
I know. And like today, I came with no makeup on today. I wrote on that. I was like, all right.
I don't know if you guys can see my face right now, but for those watching, I have pimple patches all over my face because I don't know what the hell is going on. But my skin decided to break out this morning, so
that means mine will
tomorrow. That was me literally not last night, but the night before. I slept in like 15 of them, I swear.
Oh no, it's because I'm ovulating right now. The 2 days that I end up getting like the like extra wetness out of nowhere, and like so extra horny. Yeah, and then I get acne for like 2 days and then it goes away.
Okay, so I have like the opposite
Oh,
cycle than you because like during
I also-
ovulation and around that period
No.
of time, I'm like, I'm glowing.
Yeah,
No.
you're like, my hair
But
looks
like
good.
3 to 5 days before my period, I
Same.
enter troll mode.
Well, that's the same, but like I'm not in like troll mode, but I get like the troll mode before it starts. But then like it's not crazy bad acne right now, but it's like I will get it when I'm ovulating.
See, I went and got one of those microderm facials. The ones where they like have the
Suck out the stuff.
okay, and you
So
would think
cool.
I thought I was gonna have like glowing skin for the next like 2 weeks. I was just gonna be like,
Does it
look
make
at-
your skin
look-
like raw? Like I think like after facials.
It didn't. But you know what happened? I broke out worse than I have ever broken out in like the last like 3 to 5 years of my life, and I literally was like, "Oh no, something went terribly wrong," right?
Yeah.
And I called the esthetician. I was like, "Something went terribly wrong," and she
Yeah.
goes, "No, your skin's just purging from the underlayer."
Yep.
And I went,
That shit was all in there.
I wish you would have told me that was gonna happen because
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be real pretty this
I wasn't
week.
prepared for this.
I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
did it for opposite reasons.
planned out like tons of cam schedules, and I was like, I'm gonna be hot, I'm gonna be online, I'm gonna be doing things, and I was like, a creature is climbing out of my face. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
I remember when I had a Jay Leno
Oh,
pimple,
yeah.
the one that made me look like Jay Leno.
Because it
on my
just
chin.
swelled up.
I was
Yeah.
like, it's so big.
It always happens. It's funny. Like but I love like the pimple popping things. Like
You've tried to pop mine. I'm like,
get.
no.
I like them
no.
till they get too extreme because you'll be watching them and it'll be like pimples, and then all of a sudden it's like some infected boil of some kind. I'm like, oh my god, look away!
no, infected boil. Please help me understand the scenario. So there was a pimple. You look away, you look back. It's an infected boil. Help me understand where the boil came from.
So when I'm watching these videos, it's always on like TikTok.
Oh,
or, like,
so you're scrolling them, and then
It
And
just
so
gets
I'm
worse
like
and
pushing
worse.
the button, and I'm like, they're normal pimple popping videos, and then suddenly it's something infected and wild
Oh
or
my
really
God.
crazy, and I'm like,
It goes to that level.
and I'm like, it's so much worse than I anticipated.
see, here I am talking about like doing it to myself, and I didn't realize we were watching something.
She's like, whoa.
You're like going through and getting these little pimples out. And then because you pulled them out, they got infected and turned into boils.
I can't with you.
I was like, what are you talking about? I've never had that happen before.
She's all, damn girl, that sucks.
I've never had that
I'm
happen
so sorry.
It's like your skin is so sensitive.
That facial fucked you up.
I have like bark for skin. What is happening?
No wonder that facial was so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that makes total sense.
You really should be calling her. This is all wrong.
This is
all
not okay.
wrong.
I'm like,
Maybe you
man,
should
I should go get a
stop getting
hydrofacial because I'm
facials.
gonna be fine. Like, it's no boils for me.
Thank you.
Oh god.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So in other news, I discovered that I have a wart on the palm of my hand.
Speaking
Is that good luck?
I think so.
I think it is. It means money's
I
coming.
think it means I'm turning into a witch. Like I'm coming
I
into
was
like my
just
true
about
power.
to say,
Yeah.
does this mean you are going to have magical powers, or that
I
you're going to
hope
lure
that-
children to your house and eat
Superpowers.
I
them?
hope so. So that's my goal, is because I know how painful it's going to be to get it removed from my hand, and it's so teeny tiny, and it hasn't been there for like, it's been there for months. But I thought it was just like one of
Just
those
go
like a
get
little
the
skin tag.
over-the-counter
No,
wart
I hate it.
killer
So I
thing.
used to have wart problems when I was a
What's
kid.
that?
Do you see these here? People think that they're from cigarette burns, and I'm like, no, I wasn't actually abused as a child. These are from warts getting frozen off when I was a kid, because I used
just
to get
go
them
get
all
the
over my
topical.
fingers. All of this. I don't like it.
Oh.
And it's like, it's fine, and it hasn't
But
grown.
the freezy stuff hurts and that stuff doesn't.
Well, I've tried those kind of things before. Those don't work on my warts. I don't know what goes with my
Your
warts, but I need to like go get
want to
them.
stay.
They want to stay. They want to
So
stick
you
around.
have warts 2.0.
I do.
Yeah.
None of the over counter stuff has
You
worked
keep
for me
lancing off
before.
your powers. That's why you're not a witch yet.
Mm,
You gotta leave this one.
So that's what
Maybe
I was
it'll grow a
wondering.
hair.
But that's what I was wondering. If I just leave it and I just let it keep growing, will eventually I be like an old woman who like my power comes out of my wart?
Will there be a hair, a single one?
Yeah,
like a
just
single
one
hair.
hair.
that,
I
like,
hope that there is. I didn't know that I could grow hands.
long curly
I
one.
didn't know I could grow hands. I had no idea I could grow hands. They told my mom in utero, there's no way this bitch is gonna be able to grow hands.
I was gonna say, you don't
She
think you
grew
can grow
them.
new hairs?
She grew them
Or-
herself.
That's why they're
so
so
proud
big.
of
These are
her.
like hands 2.0.
Miracle Grow hands.
Hands times 2. Like I have the most giant hands. Look at my hands.
You'd be a great
Oh,
bass
not my
player,
word.
dude. You'd
Not my word.
you'd either be a great
I don't
like
want you to steal my power.
Molly needs to play the bass
was
or
really
piano.
trying.
Look at those hands.
Oh my god, I feel so little.
Yeah.
You should be a
Hands
musician.
2.0. You know, I've been told that, but I also have no musical intuition
Play
whatsoever.
that funky music.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't do that. I gave up clarinet years ago.
What about jazz
I-
flute?
I actually
Just a skin flute, thanks.
I actually played the clarinet for 12 years, so
Girl!
That's dope.
Girl.
That is huge.
I was a band geek in high school, guys. Like
yeah.
not like a little bit of a band geek. Like I was kind of sort of in the band sometimes.
But you were fucking your clarinet at band camp. I mean, did you though? I'm curious.
I mean,
Do you still have that clarinet?
I was like, I didn't fuck the clarinet, but there was some shit going on at band
But
camp.
his name was clarinet.
I mean, we could call him clarinet if you want to call him clarinet.
Yeah. He sounded like a wind instrument when I blew him.
I was definitely blowing something.
God, that's so cute. I was in band, but I was homeschooled. So
No.
we wore polo shirts. They had to be buttoned all the way up, the polo shirts. And you had to either wear pants or skirts. And the skirts had to be from your waist all the way to the floor.
My freshman
No.
year, my band teacher, she was going through cancer. In my freshman year, she went, "We're not wearing these stupid, ugly band uniforms." And everybody went, "I'm new.
We're
This-
wearing bikinis.
this
We
is-
are switching it up. And that's where Caitlyn Brooks began.
Yes.
Almost.
Oh, God. Okay, tell me more.
Almost." She went, "We're not wearing these." And we're all like, okay, I'm new. Never been in band. Like, I've been in middle school band before, so we're not marching and doing all this crazy shit. So I'm
Yeah.
literally there going,
In middle school, you barely know how to walk. Like,
my eyes are big and I'm scared. It's my first day being a freshman going, oh my God, what are we doing? And she's like, "We're going to be pirates." I said,
that's so cool. I like pirates.
Good for her.
Wait, I
like
literally
that.
dressed as a pirate wench for my first year of band.
That's
An
amazing.
actual pirate, like from the Halloween store pirate
That's
wench.
dope.
That's amazing.
And we did Pirates of the Caribbean as our marching show.
I love that.
That's awesome.
So-
I'm here for it. I enjoy it.
If I learned nothing in all 4 years of high school, it's how to play the riff from Pirates of the Caribbean on the clarinet. That's it. That's all I got.
Did you quit clarinet like in like how long? Like you said for 12 years. So
Okay, so I
when did you
started
start?
playing in 3rd grade. I started classes in 3rd grade, and then I played up through middle school, and then I was in all of that. I was in concert band, and then when I went to middle school, I was in a jazz band, and
Mm-hmm.
even though clarinet's not normally in jazz band, I started learning how to play the saxophone, and I did a saxophone solo on the clarinet.
Oh, cool.
Because
What?
they had to challenge me because of how curriculum works in Clark County. Yay for Clark County. They couldn't put me in anything other than beginning band my 6th grade year, and my teacher was like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Literally, he was like, "You've been playing this instrument for more years than most of these kids have known there are instruments."
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, this is not the place for you. You're too overqualified for this band.
So I joined the after school jazz band, and in my class time I was doing jazz band
yeah.
practicing. So then I went to the high school where I thought I knew what the fuck I was doing and learned.
Yeah.
I knew nothing. I knew nothing. I knew nothing.
Forget everything you knew, because you know nothing.
You know nothing. That's the more like
Welcome to the world.
Like
Yeah.
the older you get, and the more you can look back on the time that you acted like you knew everything. But it's like we all deep down knew that we knew nothing. We just couldn't
We
admit
knew.
it until
Oh
our late
no,
20s.
deep down
Yeah.
this is the problem though. Deep down I really thought I knew everything.
I knew I don't. I was
And
like, I still don't.
Then there was a moment where I was like, "You dumb bitch."
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm not saying like I think it's one of those deep down things. At least was for me because I could never admit that I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Please don't die.
Do we need to call?
Did the heater kick on?
Yeah.
That is why.
God.
Jesus Christ. I'll be right back.
We'll be back after this message. Also, yeah, we're getting ready for AVN, so that's gonna be really exciting. Wait, no, AVN had already happened probably once this launched.
Yes.
So we did AVN.
AVN was great.
AVN was fantastic.
Jesus God.
I'm so happy you guys all came. Everybody come to AVN.
Everyone came all over us today. Didn't
Cocky
happen.
everywhere.
It's crazy how like it's actually crazy how like
Are you okay there?
it's not going well. I told you I'm not well.
Me neither.
Do you need a moment?
We all do. Kidding me?
Well,
We need more
considering
than
this
a
is probably
moment.
coming out after AVN, I would say at this point in time in the future, we all will need a moment because I know that conventions are like a lot.
Yeah, we should do a spa day. Don't you think? Like a nice little spa day.
Yeah, I have it planned for us to do spa, and then shortly after, we will have Taylor Tomlinson. I'm very excited about seeing. Remember?
Yeah, no, I remember that, but I didn't know we were doing a spa day.
Yeah, girl, I got you covered.
What?
Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry about it.
You spa.
I took you to Bali. You think I'm not gonna take you to a spa after you like, do all this convention shit? Like she doesn't even know what is in store for AVN. She's
know.
never done AVN before.
I don't know. But
I know.
I do know now because this is out and it's done with.
Yes,
so
but-
I now know.
But at this
what
point, it's
AVN's
funny because we will then get to see future episodes of us at AVN.
Girl.
So talk about
It's a lot.
it to her now.
I'm about to go through
What was your first
like
experience?
15 days of conventions back to back.
But
And
what
I'm
was-
scared.
But what
Yeah.
was your first AVN like?
My first AVN?
Yeah.
Well, see, my first ever convention was actually not AVN. My first convention was an XBiz.
Okay. Which
Miami.
one? Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Overwhelming as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I would walk out of a room and I would have known I just had 22 conversations with 22 very important human beings that I had 22 very important conversations with. And I would walk out of a room and I would go, I don't remember a single conversation I just had because it was so overwhelming.
Over the top.
There's
like
so
everything.
much stimulation, so many people, so much going on. I think it wasn't until like my third convention that I finally was like, okay, I know who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
I can have this conversation. Like, it really was just a whirlwind of things. It's like, I know I did so much, but can I tell you a single goddamn thing I did? Nope. If there's not a photo of me doing it, I don't remember I did it.
Yeah.
It was
Like, it was a
so
blink of
much.
an eye, but so much going on.
Really?
And I was a very different person when I first started conventions. I was
Me
a
too.
babe. I was a baby. I was still drinking.
I was wasted at most conventions.
Yeah. See,
Not
now,
kidding.
see, now I'm in a point in my life where I can
Can you
have
hand me a
like
tissue?
two cocktails and I'm like, okay, I'm having a good night. And I'm fine. Whereas like before,
This is like not right from earlier. I'm just kidding. I'm not. It's fresh. I just shoved it in the box.
Balled up
So-
in there.
Sorry
Not
to
so
sidebar, but Ein loves tissues, and so if he gets access to a tissue box, he'll rip all the tissues out and then start to shred them.
So you gotta put it back in.
Yeah, the ones that he didn't shred.
I was like, I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. blow
So
louder.
your first, how was AVN different to you than like XBiz?
So obviously there's no conferences and things at AVN. It's all fan based, and that's the other thing is it's fan based. So AVN's the fan convention, and
Yeah.
it's wow.
Yeah.
There are so many people.
Yes.
There are so many humans.
People are people.
Mhm.
So
I think this one is gonna be.
many.
I don't. It's either going to
Humans.
be so many people, or it's not going to be that many people because it hasn't been AVN in 2 years.
I
think
feel
it's gonna
like
be
there's
so
gonna
many
be
people.
so many people.
Also, if you look at the statistics now of like all the hotels and how their capacities are almost max all the time, and like that there's so many more travelers here in Vegas, like everything is like busy.
Yeah,
Busy.
I think it's going to be a lot. And
I'm excited.
But it's also like it's been 2 years
There's a lot
since
of
I've been to
there's
one.
a lot of like
gosh.
showmanship
Yeah.
at Avian. Girls go all out. Girls spend some girls, this is the only convention they do, or this is their main convention.
The whole year,
girls spend the
right?
whole year prepping for this. Like the costumes are insane.
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited to see that.
I didn't even go crazy on costumes like I normally have in the past because we're going to be filming podcast episodes, so they still have to be like YouTube friendly and all that. But from what I understand too, is kind of like
They did limit a lot last year, but
they have a lot limited this year too because
we're at a new convention center. This is all going to be different. Like
It
we
is.
don't have the Hard Rock anymore.
but it's still like we were going over rules and regulations of stuff. There's no DJs allowed at booths. We were going to book a DJ for the booth, but there's like a really low decibel thing set. And then there's also no pasties with sheer. So you can't do like sheer
see-through
stuff.
dress.
Like, yeah, there was a lot of different rules. So I'm not really sure. That's why I'm not sure how it's going
the
to.
Oscar of the porn.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like,
Are
that's
they
why I was
aware of
curious.
what they're doing?
Yeah, but I got
We'll
stuff
see how
that's
it
like
goes.
still good and it's still like whatever, but it's definitely like not as over the top as it used to be. I used to get like multiple outfits for each day. For
We'll
each
see.
day.
I-
Would you get like a room there and just like go up and down and like change?
Well, yeah, I didn't used to live in Vegas, so
Or
I
you
would
would-
say like
Oh,
at the
yeah.
Flamingo or something.
Or
and
you
then-
would pop into the model lounge and change into another outfit.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from what I understand, there's a lot of performers who are not even going to Avian this year, really.
Yeah,
There's
a lot I've heard. That's
it's-
why I was
it's-
saying I
We'll
don't
see
know
then. We'll
how
see
it's
how
going
it
to
goes.
be.
It's
It's going to either
shocking.
be a lot of people or it's going to be like no people.
Or are they just saying they're not going and they're gonna go?
Well,
You don't know.
I hear that it's harder to get, all of the things approved and to go and do the things.
Girl,
for
it
some
is.
people. And
And is there still a freeze right now on production?
yes.
Yeah, there's
So
still a
We are
freeze.
in the very middle of a production freeze right now. Obviously, it'll be post
Yeah.
that after when this comes out.
Well,
but,
we'll see.
I mean, that's definitely. I'm in the process of, onboarding new models onto a couple platforms and working with, new models and things like that. And that's kind of the liaison position I've been moving into with like my personal work recently. And the production hold has definitely stopped us from, doing a lot of things right now. So.
Everyone's on pause.
It's one of those good things to remember too for people is though, like when there is a production pause or something like that, like make your own content. Like don't waste the time because like I know so many people who it's like they only just shoot like the mainstream stuff or whatever or like only shoot with other people. I'm like you are missing out on so many opportunities to create
like
content that you can sell forever.
I feel like if my fan base depended on other people, it would be harder for me to make money 24/7.
Oh, for sure. Like most of my stuff is solo now. Like I do
I've
obviously
always been primarily a solo performer.
Well, I have too for the majority of my career. It's like, and then, girl stuff. But now it's like, well, I'll set up shoots with girls. We'll do content, but it's like we release it a little bit. We don't release it all at once or
That's
like.
the best way to do it.
Trickle
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Trickle it.
And then it's like, well, you don't have to worry about, getting tested all the time and like always being down at testing center, which
I was
is
just
always
about
annoying.
to say the biggest thing for me is like I'll test and then I'll schedule like 3 to 5 shoots that week and I'll knock out all this content and then it's like I schedule out like one girl shoots going out like once every couple weeks versus like
Girl, like we had our December scheduled in November. And then we still added
Full.
to it when I got back.
But it was full already.
It was already full. We had to like move things
We're
around.
like
and
double
squeeze
booking our days now at this point.
Yeah, some of them are double bookings. Like we did content day, and then we had Maddie. Like
Podcast.
there's so much stuff going on.
We're
like
just kind of
I
doing.
hear that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm dividing my days up into like segments and I'm like, all right, the first half of the day is gonna be office work, the second half of the day is gonna be online cam work.
Yep.
Tonight we're gonna wrap up all the press stuff and things that I need to do.
Yeah,
I can't
there's so
imagine.
much.
Still balance your daily
And you're
life.
running an entire production here on top of.
well, David helps so much. Thank you, David.
We love you, David.
And David will have been at Avian, so some people will have met David, which is
Yes.
fun.
So excited. So happy we met him. I
Yeah.
met him.
So happy that we met him. I've met David.
Yeah, I have not yet. What's up?
No, I'm excited though because it hasn't been so long, or because it has been so long. That I've done something like that, and then to do it with you is going to be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It's like I'm just like pulling you further and further into
Take me.
like into the public.
I think this is gonna.
I just
Avian-
decided to take you. I'm just like, now you get in front of the camera and
Get
just
in.
Avian is actually gonna be
I know
my
I'm a
first fan
behind the
event
scenes
since
girl,
last
but
January.
now I'm like in the scene,
she is
which
the
is
scene.
weird. I'm a behind the scenes girl. I
How
would
does
be
that-
the one with the camera behind.
How was that transition
Yeah, that's
for
what
you?
I was wondering.
I mean, it's been fine. It's great. It's overwhelming at times, but then I'm like, wait, this is all fun. This is all exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the exposure is great. Like, my wholesome fans is killing it. You know, I have OnlyFans, which I'm sure some of you guys already know because we talk about it all the time. But I mean,
There's a campaign going right now for me to see Laura naked. They don't get to see
Not-
it, just
not
I
the
get
fans,
to see her.
but
Just
her.
I get to see her.
I love that you have a wholesome fan.
I know, it's
That's
cool.
so
And I just
cute.
post like BTS. So
that from our shoot days and stuff because we work
Yeah.
together like all the time.
I love that.
and we
That's
always
so
are,
fun.
you know, cracking jokes, and we do tons of little videos, and
Oh,
that's.
I mean, I see you on the TikToks and the things like that all the time.
I know because I
I'm
make
not-
her do all this stuff with me. I'm,
I'm
like, here, we're
not
doing
gonna
this
lie.
now.
yeah.
My friends have come to me and been like, "Your friend Molly is so freaking funny."
Yeah, it's true.
My favorite thing ever is,
Thank you.
is she really that funny in person? And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, 100,000 degrees funnier because there's not a camera pointed at her and she's not trying.
Yeah.
It's
Whatever.
even
This is all
worse.
scripted. We know that this is scripted,
This has
and we
been
know we cut
scripted.
out everything.
Yeah.
Except we don't, because you guys saw me almost die.
We're reading from a
coughing.
teleprompter
Can you-
right now.
If we're switching it, can we start over? Because I was not ready.
Yeah, David,
Wait,
we're
this
gonna.
is the beginning.
David,
Welcome
we're
to
gonna
the
stop
show.
and take it from the top. Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome Not Dirty podcast. I'm your host, Molly Stewart.
And I'm also your host, Laura.
Laura is my best friend, and this is Caitlyn.
I forgot my lines already.
Damn it, Caitlyn!
Just
you're
read
supposed
the
to say
teleprompter.
only anal all the time.
Only anal all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you. God, it's not hard. You just read the script before you come in.
That was your only line. You had one job. I'm kidding, no.
I'll do better next
One job.
I'm sorry that I'm a disappointment to my fans and to the entire industry everywhere. Goodbye.
And world peace.
Now go give her all your money. Go give her all your money now.
And only anal.
Yeah.
Only anal all the time.
I fucked it up.
Oh my god. It's been so great to have you back and be able to catch up with you.
I know, and I'm excited to be a part of this because
Thank you.
I wasn't a co-host for the other two, so this is exciting.
I love firsts.
This is
Yeah.
You always
It's a
remember
Caitlyn
your.
sandwich.
You
Oh, my
always.
hand.
You always remember your first.
Yes, yes.
Three-way. Caitlyn sandwich.
Oh my god.
People who eat sandwiches for their pleasure deserve it on freshly baked bread every day.
I'll butter your bread.
I agree with that.
You can butter my biscuits.
I love bread so much. I want to go
Carbs.
make bread.
Carbs are my favorite thing. Ooh, when you open your present,
There's going to be carbs in there.
your baking bread fantasy can come true.
Oh my gosh.
I love to bake bread. I love baking.
You like baking bread too.
Oh, I'll make somebody's bread. I'll butter their loaf.
Yes.
Squeeze right between those biscuits.
Can you squeeze mine?
You can butter
I-
my biscuits.
I will squeeze your loaf anytime you want me to, Laura. You just drop those drawers, bend over, and I'll open my hand like a mouth.
Can you do a fist?
And then I will eat your ass. Chomp chomp, motherfucker. Anyway,
Nom, 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 nom. Delicious.
imagine if this was how I ate your ass.
It is.
Hardy.
You're not supposed to tell them. You have a campaign going. What are we even doing right now?
I don't know. Clear the campaign.
Imagine I ate your ass before I saw you naked. Like, I just had to be
That would be
blindfolded.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
It was through her
Hey.
pants. It doesn't count.
I'll go
found
get
out
it
over her
waxed.
pants.
I found out that Laura has licked a girl's pussy and not mine.
But you also, we've talked
No,
about
we haven't.
this. Yeah, I think it was on the Alexis
Wow.
spot.
You weren't
She
talking
was-
about eating stats. You were talking about
Wow.
like you
Picking up.
experimenting.
Wow.
So
Wow.
what I understood was like kissing. Was like kissing. You know what I mean? Like
But
making
kissing
out.
leads to other things. You know, it's the gateway.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Well, now you
Sometimes you kiss people just so they'll leave you alone. You can get away and then never see them again. You know what I mean?
Kiss them to say goodbye.
Yeah, because sometimes you're just like,
All right, you guys are two very different people,
you're
and we just
talking.
learned that.
So
She will kiss them to lead to fellatio. You kiss them to make them go away.
Sometimes you're put into situations where it's
That's
like, oh
why
my god,
that's
they
where
just
we work.
No. Have you ever been in a situation and they just keep talking and they just keep talking and you're just like, all
Never.
right, I'll see you later. And then you just don't talk to them.
I
Never
love that,
once
though.
in my life have I tongue fucked somebody. and
So
just
if you
been
ever
like,
make out with me, it's to get rid of me.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
The
good
good
to
thing it's
know.
never happened.
But if you kiss me, then it's to lead to fellatio, then I'll have to fuck you. So don't ever kiss me, Laura. Because I know what that means now.
That explains
And
why
I
we've
know what
never
it
filmed
means,
content
too.
together.
But if
You're
I
not
kiss
trying
you
to get
back,
rid of
it's
me
not the
yet.
same. It's like if a guy like receives head from a guy versus like gives head to a guy. Have you heard that?
I don't think it's the same.
Oh, it's not
At all.
Oh.
But go with that. I'm sure that will get you far in the life and things.
That's the life of me.
The life of sucking dicks.
In the life of fellatio.
Hey.
Oh my god. All right. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up. Do you want to let everybody know where they can find you?
Where can we find you?
On the internet, duh.
The interwebs.
Stupid. Were you dumb or something? God.
Don't you know how the
Imagine we
internet
just end. We just cut now.
All right. We're done.
You guys can actually find every single one of my verified links on MissCaitlynBrooks.com. So just go ahead to Miss Caitlyn Caitlyn Brooks BROOKS.com and click that first link at the top and join me on Playboy, Centerfold.com. It's going to be centerfold.com/Miss Caitlyn Brooks, and you can join me for free and see all of my very sexy bunny content.
That's going to be amazing. And make sure that you actually follow the links that we post, guys. I cannot say this enough.
How are you listening and you haven't clicked the fucking button
Click
yet?
all the links,
Click the
follow
button.
them,
All the links.
share them.
But I
Subscribe.
get tired of like the catfish thing. Like, oh, is this your other account? No, or I would have fucking linked it. Like, use half a brain cell. Come on now.
Tell your friends
Stop,
where to
yeah.
listen to her. What's wrong with you?
Yes.
Dumb.
Also, so make sure that you guys subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because otherwise you'll miss out when we drop new episodes. And when do we drop new episodes?
Every Monday.
Exactly.
And leave comments and
Yes, on
share with your
YouTube.
friends, your family.
Yes, leave us a rating too, wherever you can rate podcasts, because ratings
Yeah.
are good. It lets us know how we're doing. I think we're still like 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
That's amazing.
It's
Share it
amazing.
with
So
your
thank you guys for the
Yeah.
reviews. They're really cool.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Share with a friend. Share with a performer. Follow Caitlyn. Follow Laura at Wham Glam Artistry.
Yes,
and don't follow
follow
me
us.
because nobody gives a shit. Now, thank you for listening. Leave your voice messages at anchor.fm/TWND because we need them. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.